in our own way, have converted every crisis into an opportunity. And we've had our fair share of adverse neighbors. We've had our fair share of adversities and hostility around our borders and within our country. We've faced terrorism. We've faced the Maoist, the communist thinking which has held back development in our country. The fact that your history demonstrates your strength, your courage, your convictions, your commitment, and that fire in the belly, that huge desire to work in such adverse circumstances is truly a remarkable testimony to your achievements, to your capabilities, and to your future. When I read Exodus, I made up my mind I must visit Israel. I don't know what was holding me back, but over the years, somehow you went around the whole world. You never landed up in Israel. And therefore, for me, it's truly a blessed moment that my good friend Neil has brought me here. And I don't think if it was not for his perseverance, if it was not for his regular commitment to this relationship, the regular phone calls we had, the unhappiness that he would also share with me that I'm not reciprocating his lovely visit to India, that finally I was able to come here. I shall forever be indebted to you, my brother. Only I'm a little scared. He served as a company commander in the Israeli Defense Forces. He was a paratrooper, if I think correctly. He was a paratrooper. I just hope he doesn't bring that same fighting spirit in our negotiations and discussions. Maybe I should seek somebody's protection here. But friends, India too, in our own way, have converted every crisis into an opportunity. And we've had our fair share of adverse neighbors. We've had our fair share of adversities and hostility around our borders and within our country. We've faced terrorism. We've faced the Maoist, the communist thinking which has held back development in our country. But every time we had a problem, I remember when we first had our nuclear tests at Pokhran, we were sanctioned by the world. But India showed resilience. Our growth post the sanctions was even higher than normal. In the year 1999, the world, or over that 97-99 period, the developed world was very worried about the Y2K bug. I think the more senior people in the room may remember it. The youngsters wouldn't know what the Y2K bug was. But at that point of time, the developed world thought that when the change from 1999 to 2000, the millennia changes, all technology systems will collapse. It was something like asterisks and obliques, the worry that the sky is going to fall on your head. And that gave our IT industry another opportunity to give solutions to the world to address the possible collapse of technology solutions. Nothing happened on 1st January 2000 except that the information technology, the IT industry in India took wings and never looked back since then. and has been at the forefront of providing technology solutions to countries around the world. In 2007-8, we had the global financial crisis. India grew at its highest, fastest ever rate in the years after the global financial crisis. India grew at its highest, fastest ever rate in the years after the global financial crisis. When COVID hit the world, everybody wrote off India. They thought with 1.4 billion people, there would probably be people dying of starvation and hunger. In that situation, and many of us now, I think 5 years later, have almost forgotten February of 2000, when everybody was uncertain about the future. Nobody knew what's going to happen tomorrow. It was almost as if it was Armageddon. But India powered on. Since COVID, 21-22 period, after we addressed the challenges of COVID, and of course during that period we provided food to over 100 countries, we provided vaccines and medicines to over 150 countries, free of charge to 100 of them or more. We administered 2.5 billion COVID vaccines made in India and made at a cost of only $1. And an effective vaccine that protected such a large population. 2.5 billion vaccines were administered free of charge to every adult. And post-COVID, we continue for 4 years to be the fastest growing large economy on Mother Earth. And for the next 2 or 3 decades, I assure you friends, India will continue to be the fastest growing large economy.